12 wins in a row, 5-7. People were kind of freaking out. To what do you attribute the slow start and what the turnaround has been here with Cleveland?
Well, I just simply think they wasn't in shape. I mean, you're a veteran team. Training camp is condensed. The preseason starts after 3 or 4 days of practice. And Bones know this. Veteran teams play their way into shape. Those veteran guys are not going to come to camp and burn themselves out because they understand it's a marathon instead of a sprint. So they ease their way into season. And Tyronn Lue said that, I go back 2 years when he took over. What's the first thing he said when he took over for David Blatt? We're not in shape. We have to be in better condition. And the same thing to start the season. Now you see the conditioning. You see those guys have their legs on them. They're playing D. They're shooting the ball. They're moving. They're playing the way we expected them to play at the start of the season.
The simple fact, too, is also they're getting familiar with one another. You had all these additions come in and shaking up the lineup and who was going to start and who was going to play off the bench. So finally continuity in that sense for them, and still waiting for who it is that's going to play point guard eventually for them. Calderon is filled in nicely. We know LeBron James is really the point guard for the team, but still waiting for those additions. But familiarity has helped. The schedule has helped. They've taken full advantage of that.
You know, the IT situation we've followed, the Derrick Rose one is a little harder to figure out. You didn't know whether or not maybe he didn't want to go through all the rehab, had a lot of injuries. The good news is we hear, okay, back with the team, going to work his way back into playing. Is that enough, though, for this team to kind of work him back in? Or are you still a little bit worried about where he fits right now?
Yeah, but not the Cleveland Cavaliers. You have a bunch of veterans on this team that have won championships, that have been through all the things in the NBA, and so they understand that, look, they're going to surround Derrick Rose with the family, with his Cleveland Cavaliers family, give him the time and space he needs to work on his game. But in the meantime, Isaiah Thomas on the men, he's going to come back soon. They're playing good basketball. So even though they're going to welcome Derrick Rose back into the fold, it's not going to stop this train that's coming down the track right now because they're playing with confidence. And you heard Dwayne Wade say, it's about taking care of business against the teams you're supposed to. And when you have those marquee matchups, you want to test yourself because you always want to see where you are at this point in time during the season.
12 guys on that roster, Casey, have played 6 or more seasons in the NBA. There's a lot of guys who've seen a lot of things. Derrick Rose's situation, first and foremost, for all of those guys is about getting his life in order first. And if that takes more time, then so be it. That's where the priority is. If he does come back to the team, the simple fact of the matter is if he's playing well, he'll play. If he's not playing well, the Cavaliers will not need his services, and that's kind of where it starts and stops. The last part I'll mention is I thought Derrick Rose handled this much better than the situation in New York where nobody knew what was going on. He learned that lesson, communicated with management, talked to the coaching staff. That's good that those lines of communication are open.